9 facts and myths about remote work. At Nosby, we all work remotely. And that's not because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We've been working like that since 2007. We know most of the work from home secrets. Let's see if you can tell the remote work myths from the facts. 1. Remote workers earn less. That's a myth. Many people believe that no office workers have lower wages than people who work on site. The truth is that remote workers can actually earn more. That's because companies that have embraced the remote work model don't need to rent an office space big enough to fit all of their employees, pay electricity and water bills, hire a cleaning service, etc. Their expenses are much lower, so they can offer competitive salaries to those who apply for jobs in their companies. Remote work also has one big advantage. You don't spend money commuting to work. Studies show that a typical household spends an average of $9,500 on transit a year. That's a lot of money you can save by going no office. 2. Remote work requires high motivation and dutifulness. That's a fact. You may say that there isn't a difference between remote and on-site work. It's still a job that needs to be done, so in either case, you need to stay motivated and perform your duties. However, some people, especially those who have never worked from home before, may encounter very little motivation to get to work when they are in their place, where they usually rest. 3. People who work remotely follow an unhealthy lifestyle. Myth. Since remote workers save time by not having to commute to work, they can spend it on going to the gym, swimming, jogging, riding a bike, etc. Furthermore, remote workers usually feel the urge to go outside for a long walk at least once a day in order to change their environment, helping them maintain a healthy lifestyle. No office work can also help you with keeping a balanced diet. People who work on site usually don't have the opportunity to brew their own coffee or prepare a meal in their offices, so they depend on Starbucks, sugary beverages, and quick, high-fat lunches in local restaurants, fast food places, and bars. By working from home, they can prepare a healthy snack, meal, or less sugary coffee anytime they need. 4. Remote work is for introverts only. That's a myth. This is one of the most common misconceptions about remote work. Of course, introverts will feel more comfortable when being offered to work from home. With this option, they can avoid stressful situations in the workplace. But no office work is also a good choice for those who are extroverts. Extroverts get energized from being around people. So after switching to a remote work model, they may feel a bit exhausted. However, they can make it work from themselves by working from more busy places, cafes, parks, and other social spaces. Of course, extroverts also need to be proactive in scheduling their social life and meeting with friends in their spare time to charge up their batteries. Michael Slewinski, our CEO and a great extrovert, explains how he organizes his social life and remote work in the 15th episode of his podcast called The Podcast. 5. Remote jobs aren't just for tech professionals. Fact. Currently, there are multiple remote employment opportunities available, so you don't have to be an IT specialist to become a digital nomad. Many of the knowledge workers need their own brain and a computer with the internet connection to do their job, right? So the list of remote jobs includes offers for doctors, psychologists, personal assistants, translators, copywriters, voice actors, customer support officers, marketing specialists, photographers, graphic designers, bookkeepers, financial consultants, telemarketers, sales managers, and many more. Number 6. Any place will do for no office work. Well, that's also a myth. Although remote employment gives you the opportunity to work from virtually any place in the world, unless there is no internet where you are going, you may struggle to focus on your task in some places. For example, noise in a busy cafe or a metro train may distract you from your work, not to mention that you won't be able to answer a work call in such an environment. It's also best not to work from your bedroom, which should be exclusively treated as a rest area. To maintain your sanity, you need to separate your private and professional life. Otherwise, you will end up thinking about work for hours and you won't get a good night's rest. Number 7. Remote work can be mixed with on-site work. That's a fact. Many employers offer their employees the possibility to work 2 or 3 days a week from home on the condition that they remain as productive as they would be while working on site. Nowadays, many people successfully mix the flexibility of remote work with the stability and office atmosphere of the on-site work model. This hybrid mode became very popular thanks to COVID-19 outbreak. Even the companies that had never considered letting their employees work from home noticed that people work as productively as they would work in the office, and the company can save money on office-related expenses. Number 8. Working from home means that you have lots of free time. Well, that's a myth. Some people may assume that remote work allows you to finish your daily task in 2 hours and then spend the rest of your time doing nothing. What is more, your friends and relatives may ask you to help them with their chores because they may not know how the remote model works. They may think that working from home doesn't require much effort or focus. The truth is that it's a job like any other. You still have things to do, you are responsible for the task your boss delegates you, and you need to be available during your work hours in case any of your coworkers need your help. This means that you may not necessarily find time to babysit your niece or go shopping with your mom during your work hours. Extra tip. As soon as you start a remote job, make sure to let your friends and family know that even though you will be working from home, this doesn't mean that you will be available at all times. This will help them better understand the situation and circumstances, especially if they haven't had any experience with this work model before. Number 9. It's remote workers' favorite uniform is their pajamas. Well, for some, it's a fact, especially when paired with a warm, cozy blanket and a cup of tea.